Hey guys, it's Coach Lew back to talk to you for some more training today about the power of why. I know we've touched on this and I've talked to you and I repeatedly talk about that power of why and why it drives you. And I use that big letter Y in the quotes. And you might wonder, what is this all about? What is the power of why in the grand scheme of things? Where are we going with this? What is that power of why going to give me? And is it really that important? Sometimes you got to wonder, if it's really that important or if you just followed the other steps, if you would get the same success. The reason I'm so hell bent on this power of why is because it is what drives you from the soul. Okay, so if you're with me on there, I do believe that is the most important factor of success. Not that all the other steps aren't important, but the why gives you that initial drive, it gives you the fortitude and that emotional endurance to follow through when things aren't as exciting as when you first have the initial idea. So, the power of why, basically, the most important thing that it does is it drives the purpose of why you're doing something, the reason, however you want to term it. You may have a purpose in this world, you may have a reason you're doing something. There's different connotations to it, but it boils down to the same thing of why you are doing this in the first place. Are you with me on this? You get where I'm going on this? So, there's one concept that I really want to teach you that is so important in driving the power of why, and that is we as humans, in our nature and the way we are wired, we are more apt to do more for somebody else, especially somebody we love, care about, or have an emotional tie to, than we are for ourselves. So, as a prime example of that, and I was really going to cover this later in the training, but let's get to it. I think this will set the tone. A prime example of that is, hey, I want to make $1 million. Okay, why? Oh, because I could go see the French Riviera and, do some traveling and buy a house and not have to work so many hours each week. And it would be really nice. And okay, that's great. Do you feel like you're going to jump up right now and do something about this? Maybe. Might be exciting. Hey, these are goals and things that would be, hey, I'd like that. But it's not pertinent this second. You're not going to go, okay, I'm going to make this decision. The $1 million is going to fall out of the sky, and you're going to jump on a boat to the French Riviera or wherever you want to go. So let's premise that as kind of a would like to, kind of like to, should mindset. Let's go into another mindset. Your child or a dear loved one contracts a disease that is going to be fatal within 1 year. Insurance won't cover the treatment that will save their life. It is proven, you know it would save their life, but if you don't pay $1 million, it's not going to happen. Which is going to drive you more? Hey, I'd really like to see the French Riviera and I'd like to go on a cruise and I'd like to pay my house off and pay my credit cards off, or I need to save my baby. Which is going to give you a more powerful why to go get that $1 million? Do you think, and if you're a parent or if you have a loved one that's very dear to you, if you're not a parent, do you think you would work harder to save your child, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife? Do you think you would work harder to get that $1 million and faster and not rest until it happened for that purpose? Or that you kind of like to go see the French Riviera, or kind of like to pay the house off this year, get the cars paid off, or, some stuff like that. Do you see the difference that, this is my purpose? I got to save my loved one's life, or whatever is a strong, compelling. It might not be the only reason to step up. You may not be faced with that, God willing. But do you see the difference in the drive, the power of why? That is it. We could end the training right now if you get that concept and go, holy crap, I totally get it. I hope you do, because we're going to touch on some more stuff with it, but that's it in a nutshell. And it's funny because I just got done actually having some Brazil nuts, which are really high in selenium. If you need selenium and your doc tells you got a little bit of shortage going on there in the body. Just as a little side trip there on some health. But do you see the difference? That power of why, what motivates you and how does it motivate you is going to make all the difference in the world. So, how do you find your why? How do you find the why in a particular situation that you want to jump into? So, first off, what I would have you do is really focus on what you want, whether it's going to the French Riviera or saving a life. Really focus on, hey, what is it I want to do? What does this do in my soul and my heart and my life? How different would it be if I accomplish this? What am I really after? So, how to find that is ask yourself, what is most important to me in X? Fill in the blank there. If it's a business goal you're going after here and you need that power of why, what's most important to you in business? Is it to make $1 million? Is it to build a company that, has fame and notoriety? Is it to build a company that's going to be able to help people? Is it going to, is it somewhat significance driven? You want your face on every billboard in town, or you want something to leave to your children, or you want something that's going to change the world in a greater way. Whatever it is, find out what is most important to you in that case, business. If you're after something, you want to get married, you want to meet a spouse, you're single. What is most important to you in a relationship? That's different for everybody. But if you don't know why you're looking for it, you don't know how you're going to go about it. Does it make sense? So maybe in your relationship, you're looking for somebody that you can love, trust, this, that, and the other, and shares your common interests. Somebody else might be going, yeah, but I need somebody who's exciting and wants to go do fun stuff with me. I like races. I like this. I like that. I like somebody who's into fitness. You're probably not going to find, probably not going to be powered up to go find somebody at the ice cream shop if you're into fitness. Now, if you're into ice cream and you want to kind of hang out at home and watch TV with someone, you're probably not going to go to an OCR race to meet that person. You get where I'm headed with this. So, what is most important to you? And then you test it. Literally, when you think about it, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel like I want to jump right in and get this going and I'm ready and you have all this energy? Or, in the case where you be saving somebody's life, that, oh my God, I've got to do this. This is going to happen. I'm going to do this no matter what. There is no failing. So that's the kind of energy. If you kind of go, well, yeah, it would be kind of nice. You got a shitty power of why. You're not there yet. So ask yourself who or what you're doing it for. Are you doing it for somebody you love? Are you saving their life? Are you making their life better? Or do you have another purpose that you want to change something in the world that really needs changing? And you can't do it without finding out your purpose why, and you can't do it without stepping up. So you're with me here? Purpose, power of why. Power of why and purpose are similar, because your power of why gets you to your purpose. Why am I doing this? And then what is my purpose in doing it? Make sense? All right, let's carry on. Why will drive you way further than what? And back in the example, $1 million, kind of be nice. $1 million, I'm saving my kid's life. Guess what? That what of the money is going to be far superseded by the why you're going for the money. And I use money because it's quantifiable. This can be related to anything in life, but the part of it is that money is so easy to quantify because everybody can look at it and go, yeah, if I had X, I could do Y. You know what I mean? Okay, so it's easy for example. So if you're with me on that, are we ready? Ready to go on to the next step here? Okay, harnessing your power of why. How do you harness it? How do you put it to work for you instead of shit putting you to work for it? Sometimes stuff comes at you and you got to deal with it. You got to do it and you got to pay the bills and you got to do this. I'm not suggesting to people in this world, sometimes they're like, well, I got bills to pay. I want to start my own business, but I can't exactly quit my job. Right. So you get your power of why going and you get your planning cap on and you start saving a little bit each week. And I don't care who you are. Don't tell me there's nothing you can put away each week. You might tell me, well, we're barely scraping by. Do you have cable TV? Okay, there's $100, $200 a month. Do you smoke, drink? Hopefully not if you're listening to this kind of program, but that's possible. Do you go out to eat three or four or five, seven times in a week? Don't tell me you couldn't start doing that. If you had a strong enough why, you'll do it. Yeah, I'm new with that. So if you're trying to go into your own business, you're working somewhere, you're not really making a great living, you want to do this, get that power of why to get you excited, and then implement. It might not happen this day, or you might be ready. You might go, hey, I got 30, 40, 50 grand in the bank. We could live X amount of months. Let's jump off and start this business. Let's jump off and move somewhere else and start over. Whatever the case is, whatever you're after, that's individual for you. You and I may be on the same page in a lot of stuff. You may be at a different stage of life. But the fact is the power of why is what's going to drive you to the next level. And if that power of why is compelling enough, you will push through. If the power of why is not compelling enough, you're going to wish-wash, go side to side, and nothing's going to happen. That's how important it is. Power of why is the difference between success and failure right up front. If you don't have the why and the belief in it, you're not going to do it. If you have the why and the belief, you may have a long, hard road ahead of you still, but your chances of getting to your goal are so much better. Okay, so harnessing that purpose of why, what you're going to do is stack some memories of things in life that have done well for you on why driven. You can always remember a time where there was something that you stepped up, something you changed, something you did because something power of why drove you. It might have been the power of why being you had nowhere else to go and your back was against the wall, using the old tax thing. It was April 15th, 8 o'clock at night, and you were going to pay a huge penalty if you didn't get those taxes down to Tradeport and get it in the mail by midnight and get it postmarked, and you did it. Why'd you do it? Because it had to be done, or it was too painful if you didn't, or the pleasure was there if you did. Whatever the case was, you've got those. So stack those up and remember the times that you accomplished because you were why driven, purpose driven. With me? Okay, awesome. Now, envision your future success being driven by this why. If you've got that burning desire in you and you know why you're doing it, envision taking action on that and how it's going to be 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the road, 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road. If you keep that momentum you have today while you're in excitement, while you're excited about it, you've got that total purpose of why. If you keep that and you keep flooding that emotional endurance through the process, where are you going to be in 5 years? So look at that and pull yourself forward. That's like the pleasure. And, you can throw in a little bit of pain in there and go, well, my weaker whys, when I was kind of wanting to do something or, I thought it would be nice, those were weak whys, didn't get you anywhere. So feel some pain from that. You were weak. Whys. Not you weak. Your whys were weak. So I'm going to tell you, it's not your fault. You just had weak whys if you didn't succeed. Partially true. But don't think you're going to use that as an excuse anymore. So make sure your why is compelling. Write it out. Write it down. Why do you want it? Who's it going to affect? How is that going to change their lives? What are you going to be able to do with it? How are you going to be able to contribute to somebody else? How is it going to make you grow? How is it going to make you feel? How does it make you feel when you get excited about your why? All right, let's use an example. Why am I doing these videos? Okay, a couple reasons. Number one, I want to touch your life in a way that makes things better. I want to know that what I'm doing, my why and my purpose is to help people grow and go, wow, I'm, stepping up. I'm making things better because you know what? Coach Lew had some good ideas and it's not me changing, going, woo, 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 you're changed by listening to me. What it is stimulating you to jump in, get your why, take your action and go after what it is you want, right? That's what it's all about. It's not that hard, but my why to this is because I want you to have a better life. The more people have a better life and the more people who get focused on growth and contribution, the better frickin' world we're going to live in. The society has been declining for a while. So one of my biggest whys is so that my kids can have a world to grow up in that's going to be better, not worse. That is a huge driving why for me. The other why, there is another why. There's something coming after these videos, and just doing this on the website and doing these lives. There's a platform I'm developing where you're going to have access to all kinds of coaching for whatever areas, really in depth, customized to reach the world that we're developing right now. So we're going to release something that's going to be world changing if you take advantage of it. So dig into your why. I've got my whys. And you don't only have to have one why. It's kind of like some other things in life. Having one is good. Having multiples is great. So multiple whys are great. I think you can think of another letter of the alphabet there that might jack you up on that one and get you excited. But I'm just saying, have multiple reasons why. This is the important part. I want to touch your life. Whether you ever end up on our next platform when that opens up and go really in depth into coaching, or whether these videos that we're doing right now just triggers something and you might never even interact with me again because you might forget I exist because life got so great, or you've accomplished so much and you've adopted these beliefs. So my number one why is to touch you guys, but really to help change the world in a more positive way. That's important. It's important to, when you're here in this world, to do something that, when you're gone, that you've left this place a little bit better, or a lot better. Ultimately, a lot better would be great. But that's the key to this. So understanding your why to a T and knowing every day why you get up and do what you do, couple that with a ton of action, you're going to get what you want. Do you get exactly what you want? Sometimes people go, well, I had a goal this year of making 1.7 million and, selling X amount of product and da 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 da. And we hit 1.2 million. And now, mind you, this is somebody who was making $100,000 a year, maybe, for the past 10 years before this. They hit 1.2 million and they didn't hit their goal. So that is where you get a little bit more off the what and go to a little bit more of the why. But that person could sit there and say, my reason was I really wanted to help people with the product I developed, or I really wanted to get my name out there. Maybe, sometimes it's not always driven by contribution, but a lot of times when you do really good at something, you contribute by accident. But my whole point to that is, with that power of why, you get that power of satisfaction too, because you may not hit the exact goal. Say somebody says, I want to make 1.5 million in sales this year, and they make 1.49. Did they fail? I really don't think so, unless their operating expenses were 1.5 million. Then, then there might be an issue there. But, and I'm splitting hairs and just bouncing around, some joking around with some examples there for you. But you get where I'm at here is when you have the power of why, it trumps the what a little bit, because the what is the goal, the thing, the achievement level. The why is your satisfaction. Okay, so that's what you're really after. Your why is your fulfillment out of the situation. So this is the cool stuff. A lot of times you can get close to a goal and be more fulfilled. Sometimes you could exceed a goal and not be fulfilled, and you're losing out on your why there. So if this all makes sense, I encourage you to go out and make why your new best friend. Why are you doing it? Why am I getting up today? And don't ask, oh my God, why do I have to get up today? Oh, it's Monday. Oh, why? No, say, why? Why am I up today? What is my purpose? Why do I want this so much? You see the difference? Don't ask why in a negative, oh my God, why do I got to do this? Ask, why am I doing this? What is this doing for me? What is this doing for the ones I love, the people I care for? Hopefully this has clarified some of that why that I've been talking about in a lot of the other videos. And don't forget, if you're jumping in on this one, and this is your first time out with me, go back and do the Monday Motivation series from the first one. They build upon each other. We review. But you don't want to just start here and go forward, because there's stuff you would miss that helps you develop how to do this stuff. So enjoying being here with you is just amazing, to be able to just sit down and talk with you once a week right now. And this is going to branch into more and more and more. This is really my why, is to contribute to society and be able to contribute something meaningful. So I want to do more of this, not less. Trust you'll be seeing my mug out there a little bit more, talking to you, because if I'm helping you, come back to it. If you like what you're getting out of this, send more people to it. Let's make an impact here. And I'm not talking about kumbaya, fa la 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 la. There's nothing wrong in this world. What I am saying is, the more we generate understanding of ourselves, we become more understanding of others. Interesting. And we'll make a better world. And why not have a better world if you can? Why not, in the process of making your life better, take some people with you and make their lives better? What's wrong with that? There's no harm in that. Doesn't mean you've got to, live in poverty and say, okay, the way I want to help poor people is live in poverty. No, the way you help poor people is teach them how not to be poor. And unfortunately, that's not a dollar amount. There's people that are wealthy that are poor emotionally. So, it's not all about, and I don't judge anybody, but what I'm saying is, the best way to help anybody around you and to care for the world, care for your loved ones, is to succeed more. And that power of why is going to give you that success, coupled with all the other steps. It's work. Don't get me wrong. You don't just decide and go, oh, I'm going to do this, and then don't do anything. You got to take part in it. So anyhow, I'm getting a little long-winded. Next week is going to be on strategic planning, and that's going to be a cool one. That's going to be a little interactive of how do you set these plans up. Right now we go, yay, why? Oh, I want to save the world, or yay, I want to, I want to do this. I want to travel. And traveling can be just as exciting as saving the world. If it excites you and gives you that power of why, whatever gives you that. Don't let me, influence you that you should do exactly what I do, or do this or do that. No, whatever it is that gives you your power of why, jump in and do it. But my point to that here is, when the next level is going to be strategic planning of how do you set up a plan. I'll give you a base model of this stuff, and what works for most people. And obviously, depending on what you're doing, sometimes a base plan is simply, I want to get out of my job by next year and start a business. That a small business could be a simple thing. Creating a worldwide network type of business might be a whole different animal, where you need some coaching on top of it, and one video with me is not enough. And even starting a small business, one video with me about it might not be enough, or it might be. You might have the tools and the skills and just need the motivation and drive. These are things where, guess what? I have coaching available. In here, Studio 700 at the office with me, face to face. You can come in. We can do it via Skype if you're not in the area, FaceTime. We can do this stuff worldwide. So you're not on your own out there. If you need the help, reach out. We'll get you the help to go forward. So next week is on strategic planning. Looking forward to serving you then too. From our family to yours, love, hugs, live with energy, passion. Make sure you're always living your dream. Have an amazing day. This is Coach Lew.